It's officially time to retire the stress, the shame, the relentless mind chatter, and the anger at yourself, all because of weight. I'm Gwen, and today I'm going to share with you my story of weight loss. Though what I'm actually talking about is coming to a place of well-being, feeling so at ease with yourself that weight loss is a natural side effect to how good you're starting to feel. So I'm going to share with you how I lost 50 pounds twice. And I'm going to share with you from the perspective of me today telling my younger self who was struggling and desperate for a solution what I've learned about this journey. So perhaps there are some gems in here for you as well. But when I share this story, I'm not going to share exact numbers of where I started and where I am now, because I know that numbers is where it can get a bit tricky and feel like comparison. Also, weight is kind of weird because what if your brain weighs 3 pounds more than my brain, or I have heavier bones than you? Like, weight is kind of weird in some ways. And the way I think about it is kind of similar to being in debt financially. If you owe $5,000 and I owe $50,000, we're both feeling uncomfortable. We both are seeking a solution to the debt. So I think of it in the same way with weight. We just don't feel our best and we're looking for a solution. So here's the story. The first time I lost 50 pounds, it took 8 years. The second time, it took 8 months. And if I needed to lose weight and I followed the path that I'm going to share, I have no doubt that I would start to experience weight loss within 8 weeks or even faster. So I'm going to start by sharing with you the first 50 pounds, which is losing 50 pounds and then maintaining it for years, and then how I lost 50 pounds the second time. So I want to share with you a touch of context about this first 50. So my weight became a noticeable problem to me when I started to become a working gal, a career gal. I was absolutely an overworker, somebody who would always have a job and like multiple side hustles. I was just a workaholic. So I was stressed, and food was my friend, my outlet, my oxygen. I would go to the grocery store late at night. I lived close to a 24-hour grocery store and buy a clamshell of those soft chocolate chip cookies that are like this big and Cool Ranch Doritos. And then, of course, throw in some healthy stuff to make it look like, oh, those things are for a party, but I eat healthy. That was my plan for the night. Cookies and chips and shows. And I would eat all the cookies or nearly all the cookies, most of the chips, though not even feel full. There was no enjoyment. This was about numbing out. That's what it was all about. So at my peak of weight during this period of first losing the weight, I weighed more than when I gave birth to my son. So that's just where I was at. Though over those 8 years, I was up and down, yo-yoing here and there. If I ever needed to lose weight for a new job or I found a cool diet to try, I went hard and I would see results, but then I would lose it when I stopped becoming extreme. And in terms of exercise, I went hard or I did nothing. I remember signing up and training for different races, half marathons, and then a full marathon because I thought, listen, if I run a full marathon, marathon runners are skinny. And I would like to do that. And I also signed up for classes like body combat, body attack. We are attacking the issue, or working with a trainer that was really intense, like where we would be sprinting on the treadmill just to get started. I also did a lot of different challenges over that time, like 30 days, no sugar, no meat, no carbs, no gluten, no bread, no alcohol, no caffeine, just to like lower the anxiety. All these different experiments looking that became temporary solutions. And I would say the peak of pain was really right before the solution came forward, was before I started a new job and met my husband, and I was just literally living like a vampire. Like I would just come out at night. When the night fell, I would walk to the local donut shop, Tim Hortons, and get a 20 pack. And then on my walk home, hit up the McDonald's, and then go home with my bounty, or on some nights, hit up the LCBO, get some alcohol as well. But of course, I had to plan it. You have to get the alcohol first so you don't walk in there smelling like McDonald's and then run into friends, colleagues, acquaintances. You got to plan these things. So it was rough. It was rough. So how I released the weight and got into fighting shape at this first era was through violence and fun. So I signed up for martial arts, and that really was about stopping my mind chatter, and then getting into shape was just a great side effect of just getting my mind right. Also, when I met my husband, he was vegan, and I thought, whoa, whoa. But I was curious about it and experimented with this in my own life, doing a meatless March challenge, which, my God, it was so hard, that meatless March challenge, because I remember one day I was feeling so weak that I had to run out of work, like a coffee break, to go get a chicken shawarma down the road, literally inhale it, and then come back to the office. It was rough figuring that out. But because I was also working on my debt repayment journey at the same time, I was very interested in veganism or eating a plant-based diet, because it's actually cheaper. Like, you can cut your grocery bill by a third if you don't have meat and eggs and milk. So I went fully plant-based at that time. I also worked at a company that really fueled my well-being. For example, we had lunches that were offered to us, like paid for lunch. I guess we paid into it a little bit, but it was like a free lunch every day. And this is where I met her name's Moira from Feel Good Guru. She's somebody in the plant-based world who actually made plant-based food seem appetizing and delicious. So there was like these little hints of like it's possible to do this and feel good along the way. So the first time I did lose that weight naturally, it was a little bit still extreme. There was the plant-based diet. I quit alcohol for a year and a half, low sugar, never eating out because I was in debt. It was a very simple life that I was living. So that journey, and also working out, my one expense was paying for martial arts, and I would walk everywhere. So that's how I lost weight the first time. The second time, so I gained 50 pounds when I was pregnant. And you might think, Gwen, that's cheating. You dropped some weight with the baby. You're right. It is cheating. Okay. So it's how I had an 8-pound baby. So it's 42 pounds I lost, or whatever, the second time. And I share this one too because I know a lot of new moms, there's that idea of gotta lose the baby weight, and it's this thing, this like monkey on your back. And I kind of wish I could tell myself before I got pregnant how it can all unfold easier than you think. So I want to share this with you regardless of if you've had a baby. This is still this is the advice I wish I had on my entire weight loss journey. My 5 tips that I would have given myself. So the first tip is a fresh air walk. I'm not talking about 10K steps. I'm not talking about pushing it or forcing it or doing anything super intense. I'm talking about getting outside, walking around the neighborhood, maybe going on a hike, maybe going into the trees. You just want to get some fresh air into your soul. And if you can't walk and that's not accessible for you, can you in some way just get outside and let the oxygen get to your face, bask in a little bit of that O2, and just breathe? That is a beautiful thing to do. And I aim to do that daily when I can, though there's some days I can't. But that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is low pressure movement. My first workout post baby, I threw up. And this was months after having the baby, and it was a 10-minute mommy and baby YouTube video. And I pushed it too hard and was sick. So it really told me, girl, you got to take some baby steps here, some micro movements. So different things I've been doing is stretching, dancing to a song. Of course, I'm walking. Maybe for you, it could be swimming, or there's something that's just low pressure. You're moving, but you're not putting a lot of stress on the joints in the body. Now that I'm 8 months postpartum, I've joined an online uplifting community, Melissa Wood Health, somebody I'd been following for a whole year, just curious about, and then was like, okay, we're just going to join it. And loving the different short exercise classes at different levels. And I'm really just starting with the easiest ones right now. Tip number 3 is pack away any clothes that make you feel ugh, like, ugh. When you see it, it infuriates you, whether it's a pair of jeans that are too tight, whether it's a shirt that doesn't fit right. Let's pack that away. Let's just get that out of the closet. Let's not even have that be a thing you have to deal with. That's something that can actually make a nice difference. So you're just like, these are the clothes that fit me and I feel good enough in, or I feel well in to live my life. Tip 4, food. I have no label on my diet right now. I eat what's best in the moment. I lean towards a plant-based diet, though I could be traveling, can't get great produce, am offered a cultural experience. I will eat what's presented in the moment. No label, no diet. The key is enjoy the food. No matter what I'm eating, the dream is that I actually enjoy it. I actually chew it. I actually don't inhale it. We're enjoying the food. Friday night, I ate half a pizza, split it with my husband, Josh. Didn't think twice about it. I only share it now because I feel like pizza is something that you think you can't have if you want to release the weight. Number 5, love yourself and appreciate your body along the way. Now I pause because I know that loving yourself, if you're in a place where you don't like the way that you look, can feel very tough. But if you found this video, we are on the same wavelength. If it's possible for me, it's possible for you. So when I say love yourself, what are some ways that are easy for you? Maybe it's something as simple as putting on hand cream as an offering and honoring of your body. Maybe it is meditation or some deep breathing. Maybe it's buying some cute skincare. Maybe it's putting on a little bit of fun makeup, a little glitter. Maybe it's saying no to stressful opportunities or meetings. Really, what we want to do with loving yourself is getting you into a place of balance and taking care of yourself so that making choices in your day-to-day life just feel natural. So those are my top 5 tips. And I want to share with you something. If you are watching this, but kind of watching it on behalf of a friend or a family member who they might have said they want to lose weight, or you're like, they need to lose weight. So my husband, Josh, also lost 50 pounds. And as an observer of this, how he lost 50 pounds was very different than me. He lost 50 pounds through his secret of what do you call it? When you eat one meal a day. He's fasting and eating that one meal a day. He had ice cream bars daily. Ice cream bars were a cornerstone of his diet. Subway sandwiches, a cornerstone of his diet. Lifting heavy weights, a cornerstone of the wellness journey. And so as somebody observing a loved one losing weight, what I needed to do was not say anything, drop the judgment, fully accept and support and trust that the person in your life has their own unique blueprint to get into their best shape. Trust me, I wanted to say, Josh, the way you lose weight is drop the sugar. Not for him. So you have your own unique blueprint to losing the weight that is inherent within yourself. So whether you want to lose it or there's somebody in your life, just trust and encourage and support and just listen to yourself. That is the ultimate punchline of this entire video. So we've come to the end of the video, and I wish you so much success and, dare I say, fun in this new era for you. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I wish you an absolutely awesome journey and a wonderful day.